Influencers are taking over the AI scene. Just look at Aitana Lopez. She is made by AI and her creators are making over $10,000 a month, which is crazy if you think about it. But here's the issue. When most people try to create an influencer like Aitana, they end up with this disaster. The eyes change, the jawline is different, even the highlights in the hair are a slightly different shade of color. Character consistency is the biggest problem people are dealing with when they try to make their own AI influencer. And that's the reason why 99% of people give up before they even get started. Now look at Aitana again. She looks absolutely identical in every single photo. So what's her secret? The reason Aitana looks flawless while everyone else fails isn't luck. Her creators are using a specific method that they keep heavily guarded. And honestly, I don't blame them. If everyone cracks the code on character consistency, Aitana Lopez's career might be short-lived. But I'm obsessed with figuring out how stuff works. So after trying every AI image generator on the market and generating close to 1,000 images myself, I finally discovered the secret that influencers like Aitana are using. With this method, I created this influencer myself. She has perfect character consistency in every single generation, no matter what crazy scenario I prompt her to be in. I haven't seen anyone else on YouTube talking about this method, so if you want your very own AI influencer and want to start growing a real following with her, make sure to follow these exact steps in this video. Because if you don't and you skip step 3, your influencer might end up looking like this and not like this. The AI platform we'll be using is called OpenArt, and if you want to follow along, I'll leave a link to OpenArt in the description below. The most important thing is creating a perfect looking avatar that doesn't look obviously AI generated. To do this, go to OpenArt homepage and click on Create Image. Here you go to Model and click on Switch. You'll see a bunch of different image models and it can get pretty overwhelming at first. I've tried most of them and I've only found 2 models that consistently create the most realistic AI avatars. So in this video, I'll show you both methods. But this is actually why I love OpenArt so much. There are so many models to choose from. They have Google's Imagen 4 model, and they even have ChatGPT's model, so you don't need a ChatGPT subscription. The first model we'll use is FluxDev, so click on that. You'll see a prompt box where you can describe your character. Now this is where most people go wrong. They will type a 24-year-old blonde woman wearing a summer dress on a beach and wonder why their results don't look good. You need to be extremely detailed about what you want your influencer to look like, but do not overcomplicate it. It's a fine balance, but I'll teach you how to prompt correctly. So here's my prompt. Notice how specific I am about every feature. I'm not just saying a blonde woman, I'm describing exactly what she looks like. I'm also avoiding complex patterns like tattoos, logos, or difficult jewelry, as that might confuse the AI. For the settings, change your prompt adherence to 2. I'll explain why in a second. Then change the aspect ratio to vertical. Now hit create. Look at this result. If you follow my steps, you'll notice this person doesn't have that typical AI generation look. You know, that plasticky, fake appearance you get with other AI image generators. And that's why lowering the prompt adherence to 2 is so important. It removes that plastic edge from your images. I really like this image already, but let me show you the second method. This method is great for replicating real-life humans. Go back to Model and click on Switch. This time we'll use Flux Context. This is the latest Flux model, and it has this feature called Omni-Reference that lets us create something truly unique, so let's use that. For this example, I'm going to use Scarlett Johansson, Ariana Grande, and Ana de Armas. What Omni-Reference does is reference all of their features, their hair, eyebrows, facial structure, even their body type, and creates a completely unique person based on that combination. Let's use the same prompt to really show the differences between the 2 Flux engines. Hit create. As you can see, the generation is completely different from our first example. I find that FluxDev works best on text to image and Flux Context works best using the Omni-Reference feature. Both methods will generate varying results without that plasticky look. Personally, I prefer FluxDev, but you should try both methods and decide which one you like better. Now we have an image of our AI influencer. But before we move on to the next step, here's where most people go wrong. They completely forget about this crucial step. If you zoom into our image right here, you'll realize it isn't actually high quality. We're going to use this image as our core reference for all future generations. So if your reference image is bad quality, all your images will turn out blurry, fake, and you will never get a good AI influencer like Aitana. But if you follow this step that 99% people don't do, then you get a result like this. Can you spot the difference from the original to the enhanced version? Yeah, that's the image we want to use as a reference. There are tons of image upscalers out there, but OpenArt has a built-in upscaler that does an amazing job. So to upscale your image, go to the upscale feature and click on choose upscale mode, then select 2x plus face. It'll only cost you 1 credit, so just apply it to every image you generate. Click upscale and it should only take about 10 seconds. Once that's done, you can check the before and after comparison on the top left, and you can clearly see the noticeable difference in quality. Now that you have upscaled your image, it's time for the next step. And the next step is super important because this will make or break your AI influencer. You see, if you train your model with just a single image, all your future results are gonna look the same. But if you train your AI model with images of your avatar in multiple angles, different lighting and various different expressions, then your results are gonna look more lively and more human-like. This is the key step between creating an AI influencer that looks obviously AI generated and creating an influencer that looks extremely lifelike. I'm certain the people who created Aitana use a similar technique to this. Okay, so we established that we need to create multiple variations of our influencer. So I'm going to prompt our character to turn sideways so we have an image of her from a different angle. I find the best results come from simple prompting, so I'll say rotate her slightly to see a different angle. And now here's the most important part. Add this prompt at the end. Maintain the exact face, expression, hair, outfit and background. This is absolutely crucial for character consistency. If you don't have this prompt, you might get a result where your character looks slightly different with every generation. So make sure you include this prompt at the end. So add that prompt and hit create. As you can see, the result looks exactly like our reference image. Her clothes are identical and even her earrings and necklace are the same. Now, one angle isn't enough, so I'm going to generate more. But this is where I see a lot of people go wrong. Most people only generate 12 to 15 different variations and think that's good enough. I've tested with 12 to 15 images and I've also tested with something crazy like 40 to 50 reference images. What I found is that the more references you generate, the more consistent your AI avatar will be. So I'd say go absolutely ham on this step. For this video, we're going to generate 40 images of her in different poses, angles and clothing. Remember to always include that prompt at the end. Most important section is the exact face part. So if I want to generate her in sports attire, I'd remove the word outfit from the end prompt and click create. Now you can see that she's in a sports attire while keeping perfect facial consistency. This is going to take a while, so I'll be back when I'm done generating everything. Okay, I've finished generating 40 different variations of my character. Now we go back to OpenArt's homepage, and in the storytelling section, there's an option for consistent character. OpenArt has this feature where they will use all the reference images you've generated to train an AI model specifically for your character. This ensures near perfect consistency in every generation, no matter what you prompt. So click on consistent character and then choose start with 4+ images. Upload all your images here, but make sure the first image is that core reference image. Name your character. I will call mine Lily and click create character. This feature is what truly separates OpenArt from other AI tools on the market. Instead of just relying on reference images, OpenArt creates a dedicated model that's specifically trained to always preserve your character's features. It almost never fails, so you never need to worry about character consistency ever again. We finally have our AI model. Let's start testing her out. Go back to the homepage, click on the character section, and here you can see your character. Click create and then select prompt and reference. You'll see your character's name in the prompt box. Now before you start prompting, make sure to tone down the prompt coherence back to 2. And here's the key part most people miss. Right here you'll want to disable preserve key features. If you leave it on, the AI will try to maintain the same clothing and background, which will limit your creativity. Now you can start prompting. Again, be specific about the clothes, lighting and photography style, but don't overcomplicate it. So let's generate her on the beach using this prompt and let's see what we have generated. As you can see, we have maintained perfect character consistency. You can really let your imagination go wild here. For example, here's my virtual influencer in an expensive cafe in an art gallery at a farmer's market. As you can see, each generation has perfect facial consistency, but the clothing and environment are completely different. You can really let your creativity shine here. Now, let me be honest with you. Most people are wasting their time and money on AI tools that simply can't deliver the results they're looking for. AI influencers like Aitana Lopez are making crazy amounts of money on Instagram. She has brand deals with multiple companies and she has gathered hundreds of thousands of followers. Do you think this amount of success is possible if her AI isn't consistent and she looks a little different in every post? Aitana wasn't created with some free AI platform. She was built using professional AI models that maintain perfect character consistency. If you want to create an AI influencer like Aitana, you need access to the best tools available. You need a platform that can train dedicated character models, not just generate random images that look different every time. That's exactly what OpenArt's consistent character feature does. It's an all-in-one platform that lets you train custom AI models specifically for your characters. We're talking about technology that remembers everything, from the exact shade of your character's hair to the specific jewelry they wear. With OpenArt Pro Plan, you can actually train multiple characters, so you can experiment with this. If you want, you can follow all the steps in this video and have an entire roster of consistent characters for different niches and audiences. And if you use my code DAN20, you'll get 20% off your first month. Look, I'm not saying this will make you the next Aitana Lopez overnight, but I am saying that if you're serious about creating AI influencers that look professional and consistent, this is the only platform I've found that actually delivers on that promise. Click the link in the description to try OpenArt for yourself and click the video on the screen right now if you want to see me create multiple consistent characters and then animate them all in just 5 minutes.